Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nico Snyman. I'm the founder and CEO of ISOLTX Africa, and I will be taking you through the webinar discussing ISOLTX and the mobile system that we have got within our ISOLTX environment. So if we're looking at just want to start with the presentation. There you are. Okay, so the presentation will take us through for about between 30 and 35 minutes, maybe 40. So please be patient, and you can ask the questions afterwards. So please mute your microphone. I see that everybody's microphones and videos are off. Thank you for that. Then secondly, you can keep your video on if you need to, but it is better for the streaming that all the attendees' videos are actually off. Let the presenter complete the presentation. It will only, as I said, take between 30 and 40 minutes, and make notes about your questions. You can ask questions afterwards, and the webinar shall be recorded and be made available on a video and podcast either on our website or sent to you in person if you're asking for it. Okay, so let's go for the presentation. So the table of contents, I'm just going to go through who is Credit Advisory Africa quickly, what is ISOLTX, the primary system, and then we've got a number of modules that we are addressing in each webinar, and we are going to be addressing what is the ISOLTX mobile system about and how does it work. So all the others, now force, we will do during next week. IMAS, I2Mass, we have done on Monday. The bow tie we will also do during next week. Checklist we will do during next week, and the following week we will do surveys. We have already completed the compliance, ISO and compliance. So who is CREST? CREST Advisory Africa has been established in June of 2014 by myself, and we are registered in the Republic of South Africa, and we are specializing in corporate governance that is specifically to do with enterprise risk management, business continuity management, compliance management, health and safety, and we are actually working with 17 international standards or management systems that we are specializing in. So the offerings that CREST Advisory Africa has got within our portfolio is firstly that we are a training organization. So we are providing training on ISO standards, on accredited training as well. And then we've got a competency and personal development training that is also making part out of that. Advisory service, we're doing consulting and we are implementing the management systems where we are working. Audits, we are doing first party, second party, and independent audits, risk-based audits, every type of audit that you can think of. The products, we've got numerous products that we can put out in the market. Technology, the ISOLTX is our primary system with all the modules that is actually supporting the ISOLTX platform. Then we've got business and executive incubation. This is where we are actually taking a business or executives and grow the whole business to have a bigger return on investment for the business. We are conducting events. During COVID, we cannot do that, unfortunately, but usually we are doing training events, we're doing breakfast sessions and product launches, forums, summits, etc. And then our flagship is the international certification that has to do with the certification of persons as lead implementers in a management system, as for products, for the management system itself, training organizations, trainers, and auditors. So what is ISOLTX? ISOLTX is a GRC, a governance, risk, and compliance system that has got these following modules. Each of them is actually in a bubble here, but it is incorporated within our system. So we're looking at GRC, specifically with GRC and A. GRC and A means actually governance, risk, compliance, and assurance. Assurance is actually a fairly new environment, and this is why it is actually separate on this presentation, because combined assurance is actually the combination of all your service, your assurance providers into one system, that you've got one dashboard that you can actually work through all those the assurance providers details and the maturity that you've got in that management system. The I2MS is our incident and investigation management administration system, and this is a system that is a fantastic system that you can use, whether it is for safety incidents, business continuity incidents, for risk incidents, for security incidents. Everything has been pre-populated and coordinated there. The Bowtie XP, we are hosting the Bowtie XP system within the ISOLTX framework and on the ISOLTX platform. So this is giving our clients a huge benefit within the Bowtie environment. ERM, we're working with enterprise risk management from boards, executives, divisional managers to operational management. Then we're going over to ISO IMS on the left-hand side, the second row, and this is where we've got the International Standards Organization. We are an accredited company that can present and produce international standards to our clients, training and certification, and the integrated management system. I will address that within the PDCA model that I will speak about a bit later. And then our mobile that we will be addressing today. The mobile system is actually for the supply chain and for actually where there are movement in this whole spectrum. We can also adapt this to various other systems as well. Checklists, we will conduct on Monday a webinar on the functionality of our checklists and how the checklists are actually working to support the ISO systems, the GRC systems, combined assurance, and it is linked to your incident and investigation management system, the I2MS. Compliance, we have conducted a webinar already on that. We are fully aligned with that because actually ISO is a compliance management system. It is ensuring that all the compliance factors that you have to have within a management system are complied with, and that people are competent in using it, and that the management system is actually producing what it is supposed to produce. Surveys, within every company, you need to have surveys to make sure that people are giving you feedback, whether it is your staff, whether it is the unions, whether it is your clients, whether it is your suppliers. So those surveys are extremely important to make sure that you've got a dipstick assessment of what is happening within the environment, within ISO 9001, quality management, whether your services or your products, that surveys is a critical measurement on the products and the services that you are rendering. Then the last two, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Artificial intelligence is actually the combination of all these kind of inputs that you've got in the components of the ISOLTX, and where the artificial intelligence, we can take much bigger data samples and big data to incorporate that into a management system and measure the risk appetite, risk tolerance, and make sure that your risk-bearing capacity in that specific production plant or any environment is actually looked after. So part of artificial intelligence is also machine learning. So machine learning, ML, is a huge part of the total ISOLTX management system. So what is ISOLTX? ISOLTX has been developed over the last 3 or 4 years. It was in concept phase since about 2016. We've been working with a leading university in South Africa to actually build this management system. And so it is actually a combination of various management systems put into one. ISOLTX measures the health and maturity of management systems and drive the combined assurance to top management regarding the return on investment, the investment that has been placed into the system itself, but also for the production and driving the objectives. And it is the first system globally that is looking at a combination of things. Firstly, combined assurance. Secondly, serves as a repository for evidence within a certification management system or for audits, measures the levels of risk, measures the level of assurance, and then enables continuous auditing of risk across various management systems. The key characteristics of ISOLTX is that through all those, I want to say the bubble slide, we've got 7 or 8 management systems or sub-modules within the ISOLTX framework. So the ability to interact with a single sign-on for all users using our software, the ability to grant role-based permissions for escalations and notifications, we can do that. The security and segregation of information for different users, giving input and information, the ability to store sensitive data in country, that is to do with the GDPR. In certain countries, they're calling it POPIA, and that is also in connection with the management system ISO 27701. The ability for reporting and extracting of information manually, API's capability to feed other systems as well as to obtain information from other systems, and the ability to pull in and transform data from other systems. Visualization through dynamic dashboarding that we can build for as per your requirement. Now, if you're looking at ISOLTX, it is, as I have indicated, it is actually built on the structure of the International Standards Organization, and every requirement that is to do with a shell is actually documented and preloaded on our system. So it is a system that is already has got all the requirements. It is not an off-the-shelf system. It is a system that has got all the requirements already built into our system, and we can measure on various levels there. So you can see on this middle page or middle graph that we are looking here at compliance. We're looking here at internal control effectiveness. There's the matrix on that one. We're looking at document assessment matrix. This is the matrix that we're using for that. And all of these are actually customizable to be adapting to you as the client. And those two measurements give us the level of assurance, the level of risk, and then your risk matrix is then plotting for you every one of those into a risk matrix, and it also incorporates your non-conformance assessment matrix that is also weighted to make sure that the assurance that you are providing through your internal control environment, your document assessment matrix, are also affected by your non-conformances. Because a non-conformance, whether it is a minor non-conformance, opportunity for improvement, major non-conformance, has got a specific effect on your management system, and your management system need to be aligned with that. And then your combined assurance modeling. So this is actually for your providers of combined assurance. So combined assurance is actually aligned with on a 6-level process, where level 1 is your line function, level 2 is your specialized function, level 3 has to do with your internal audit, and then we are going to go to external auditing with your external auditors, your fraud examiners, and on level 6, the regulator. Now, a regulator's impact on a directive or a non-conformance versus aligned functions non-conformance are two different weighted environments. And then on the evidence can be loaded onto the system, and you've got a track record for forever while you are using our system. And then you can also have the project management with your evidence that you can issue tasks, and all of these are actually coming with a graph setting at the bottom that you've got visualization on each of these levels that we have measured, from compliance to internal control environment, document assessment matrix, your level of assurance and level of risk, your risk profile, your non-conformance profile, and your combined assurance profile itself. And then it is rolled up into a summary of the whole clause within a context. And this is then giving you an overall view on the right-hand side of how do you perform as a management system from your context to leadership, to your planning, to support, operations and performance, and your continuous improvement. And out of this, you can have multiple ISOs or management systems that you are looking at, whether you're looking at 18788, that is the Security Operations Management System, ISO 14001, that has to do with Environmental Management System, 19600, that has to do with Compliance Management System, 13485, and in this period of COVID, that we're sitting with face masks and medical PPE, that is medical devices. So medical devices are a critical part of combined assurance, because if the medical device is not actually functioning as it should, it is going to affect people that is actually wearing it. And then there's a false representation of the system. The PDCA, the Plan, Do, Check and Act, is an integrated management system that has been adopted by the International Standards Organization. It has been developed by Dr. Edward Deming, where he was implementing total quality management. And through this, you will see that there's about 19 steps that every management system need to be incorporated with. Now, all these steps has got different subsections and activities. It is not listed here, but the 19 steps that you are looking at here is actually the critical mass of any management system, whether it is on human resource, on supply chain, on finance, on security, on quality. It doesn't matter. These are the crux systems or structures that you need to have in place. Now let's go over to ISOLTX Mobile. ISOLTX Mobile has been brought into life with a specific purpose to uniquely develop systems to register, log, and record incidences proactively, unique to the organization, with a minimal utilization of text and script. I will show you this a bit later. So the mobile system is based on a predetermined risk framework of an entity, so it is customizable for your own environment, and the incidents are presented in icons that I will demonstrate to guide any user through the easy logging of incidents. This has been built for every kind of user, whether they are clever or not clever, whether they are on the operational side of a business or an executive. All of them can use ISOLTX Mobile. The powerful analytics behind the mobile system is analyzing the big data and presents in various reportable forms. I will show you that. So if you're looking at ISOLTX Mobile, the dashboard on your cell phone or on your mobile phone looks like this. So you can see here that what we've done, and I will show you a live site that we've got at the moment where we are working with the transport industry. So this is actually giving you the duration of the trips to actually determine how long is a trip taking a driver and what is my average time between ports and delivery points, that you can have an ETA or an estimated time of arrival for your client, and that you know exactly what is happening en route, whether it is traffic within a city, problems or challenges at the way bridges, the police that is stopping you, border crossings if there's any problems there, goods that you've got, accidents that is en route, breakdowns that you've got, crime that is occurring, and challenges at the port. Then it is also a system that is available already on Google Play. So it is internationally available if you're signing up. So we are going to be looking at the deployment of the freight industry from Dar es Salaam to various ports in Africa. And the results below is an actual extraction of data out of the system that I will also demonstrate to you live. So on the back end, this is what everybody is actually seeing, but at the back end, this is the information that you are actually calculating and getting from an array of users, whether they are truck drivers, whether they are customs people, etc. So we can determine what is the hold-ups and what is the challenges and the risks that you're facing at the clearing and forwarding agents. What is the custom officers? How are they affecting the ETA and the delivery of your goods? The drivers, what is the driver's performance and the driver's experience on route between point A and point B? Ports, what is happening at the port? What is the performance matrix on these specific ports? Because ports are just like gears. If you are having one holdup, it is actually holding up this whole process itself. Your roads, looking at the condition of the various roads, and how that is actually impacting onto the supply chain, and then your road transporters as well, and then weigh bridges. Weigh bridges are control points that is being implemented across every country to make sure that the weight on the truck is actually the weight that is measured, and the taxes that is actually paid on that as well. So customs profile, every profile of these that I've just indicated there has got a dedicated profile that you can actually measure to determine what is the declarations processes every month. And you can see there what is your graph, there's your numbers, and you can have it, you can draw it or take it for a specific period or over a time period there. The volumes as well, so you can determine there what has been inspected, what has not been inspected, and this is real life information from our system, and you can see there what is the percentages. You can work it out, and you can determine what is going to be the holdup and what is going to be the risk for you as a transporter or a company that is actually driving the supply chain between point A and point B. Then we are also looking at the estimated international roughness indicator there. This has to do with your roads profile. Are the roads good? Are the roads bad? What is the road condition between Dar es Salaam and Tunduma highway? Is it good or bad? What is are there potholes that is actually keeping you back? What is affecting the supply, and what is actually holding back the ETA that you've got there? Then incidents I will show you on the driver profile. You can determine there was the incidents at the border, in the cities, goods and deliveries, at the police stops, the ports, the weigh bridges, and the driver profile. What has caused the delays? Because this is actually giving you a good indicator to plan into the logistical value chain to determine that what you are going to, when do you need to dispatch your goods to be en route and to be delivered at your client. So that is giving you that. I'm going to exit here and just go into the mobile system. So the mobile system is very simple. That is my wife. So please be patient. Okay, so this is I'm working this from my mobile system. So if you've got, and this can be done for any kind of business. It is not to do with trucks alone. So if we are starting our diary, you can apply this to shelves in a shopping center. You can apply this to your personnel that is actually remotely deployed. You can have compliance inspections with this as well. So if you're looking at at the route options, my cargo manifest, and I'm starting a trip there. Now you can see there that the time delay is already starting to be counting without me doing anything. This is on the mobile system, and it's working on any mobile system as long as it has got a kind of a smartphone there. So the reporting of the incidents, you can look there at the cities and what is happening in a city that can actually affect your estimated time of arrival. Now you can see the traffic delays, a refreshment delay, overnight delay, cargo pickup, a delivery delay, fines, etc. Or you can look at what is happening at your way bridges. Is it queues? Are you overloaded? Is it a roadworthiness delay? Whether it is with the police, is it a new police stop location? Are there queues there? Is it a fine that you are getting? Is it a bribe that is now delaying your environment or your ETA inspection delay? And we can go through each and every one of these that I don't actually want to do, but we can expand this as per our clients' requirements. So it is just building on what we've got: breakdowns, flat tire, because that is affecting your delay. Crime, are you hijacked? Driver abduction there, etc. In this environment, driver abductions are fairly common. And then your port, what is your delays at the port itself? And if you look there, with the functionality that is all in there, is that one can listen, one can take photos, you can record what is happening there as well. And all of these are functionalities that is already built into the ISOLTX mobile system. I'm going to go out of this because this is now, sorry, this is now giving us, so when you're then completed with your trip, you end your trip, and then it indicates to you what is your elapsed time and that you have completed it, and then you can start with a new trip. So I just want to go over to the backbone then. So this is the backbone of the whole system. This is where all the information that is being collected and collated from your mobile system is then documented. So just on this environment, so it is giving you real-time dashboards, it is giving you customizable reporting, and then your performance indicators are available as it is there. So you can see there we have 68,518 consignments processed at this port. It is 23,000.56 tons average consignment weight. So you've got all these statistics that's actually giving you the best environment and the best management of your system itself. So just to go into the system now. So if you're looking at the platform that is actually giving you all the information, you can see here, this is everything that we were actually addressing in the presentation. So I want to go to a driver and determine what is the driver's parameters. So we are going to between Dar es Salaam Port and Kitwe. So we can see what is happening between Dar es Salaam and Kitwe. And we can have here a total overview over the way bridges. You can see what's happening there at the ports, at the police stops, the incidents that's happening, the goods delivery, the crimes, or is it the cities that is causing the backlog, or the time spent that is unaccounted for? Is your breakdowns, is it the borders or accidents? And then you can go and look at your delays. What is causing your delays? And this is very interesting if you are looking at this, that it is not accidents, it is not borders, it is fairly breakdowns. Breakdowns happens, and now you can address this with a maintenance plan to determine how can we actually gain that 6 hours that we have lost in the breakdowns, that you've got better maintenance, that you can actually make up that 6 hours. And then in cities, Can you possibly drive around the city? Can you have another route that is actually better? Or are crimes happening or not? Then goods delivery, it takes 1 hour. That is that a fair time over an average with that specific client or not? And what is very interesting here is the police stops and the delays there. And we can have all, I will go to all the detail just below, but police stops are the biggest risk with a 20-hour, 47-minute delay on average on this travel between Dar es Salaam port and Kitwe. And then the ports itself, what is your delays there? 2 hours and 40 minutes. And then your way bridges, what is your delays there? All of these are compliance checks, and you can have a full overview of the summary of your accidents here. That is actually, and each one of these incidents that has happened there that has been recorded. So what we are doing is that we are looking at a total number of occurrences and what is your average delay here. Secondly, we are looking at what is the minimum and what is the maximum of the delays. Out of this, we are getting an average, and then out of that, we are actually building a median to understand that if we are planning for our logistical environment, what is our standard deviation that we need to be planning for to say that we are going to lose 1 hour and 43 minutes with only accidents. The second one is on borders, the crossing over of borders, then breakdowns. Then you can see in cities 1 hour 60, crime 23 minutes there, goods delivery. So each of these has got specific detail that is actually informing management how this is actually working, what you need to be actually building into your logistical planning, into your maintenance planning, and all of this is making part and parcel of the mobile system. Now, if we just go back to the application itself, this can also be addressed with a grievance, that the person has got a grievance, or he's got a medical condition that he can report. So we can expand the profile to adapt to your company and to your own environment. So this is the demonstration on that. So if we are looking at I2MS, as I've indicated, we've had the webinar on Monday. So if you need to have copies of that webinar, please visit our website or contact us and we will send it on to you. Also, apologies there. Also to do with the bow tie. The bow tie we will address on Monday. My goodness, this thing now running away from me. The bow tie we will address on Monday, on next week, sorry. And this gives you a fantastic overview of the causes and the consequences that is actually affecting your environment. And then our checklist, this will also be done next week. And I just want to go into our membership and endorsements. We are part and parcel of this whole membership and endorsement environment, whether it is IMSA, whether it is the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are a platinum member of the Professional Evaluation Certification Board, and this is why the ISOLTX system has actually been established to assist us with the implementation of ISO standards, as well as to assist us in the auditing of the ISO standards. There's some testimonials that you can go through on your own. I'm not going to be dwelling into that. So this one is coming from the Chief Risk Officer of the Financial Intelligence Center. Second one is the Head of Compliance and Assurance at De Beers. And then the third one is very important because this is the Professional Evaluation Certification Board. they have seen our system. They have requested us to actually place our system in with all the modules onto the PCB store to be available for all the clients and everybody that is actually part of the PCB in 150 countries. So I want to close off. The bonus of attending this webinar is firstly that if you are requesting for the login, please send us your request and we will give you 6 weeks access to the system itself. And the access codes will be sent out to you within 48 hours. And please look out for the next webinars that will be conducted next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, addressing the ISOLTX modules that we have got there. So if there's any questions, thank you for your attendance. So please, any questions from anyone that we can possibly have a discussion about that? It's over to you now. No questions. Then I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for attending this webinar. It will be on our website, as I've indicated. Oh. Yes. Say question.
Yes, Nico, this is Dela, Ghana.
Hey, Dela. Yes.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I joined in somewhere in the middle, but from what I've gathered, basically this is one of the compliance tools for from the screens that I've seen from maybe supply chain management and driver index performance management, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is actually.
So I don't know if you can go back with to the main screen.
Going to the main screen.
The interface of the. Yes, the interface of the
mobile system, or this one here?
Yes, of the mobile system.
Yes. Okay. Where do you want to?
Okay. Yes.
Want to go to this one, or do you want to? Do you want to go to the mobile device?
Okay, with the driver compliance.
Okay.
Or yes. Route transporters, or route driver compliance, or route transporters. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So this.
Okay, so I wanted to so briefly go over this particular interface because I heard you talking about the incidents profiling and accidents breakdown, police checks, and all that. If you could kindly go, just go over it for me again.
Okay, so if you're looking at the mobile interface, the mobile interface is actually working with logging incidents. The moment that something is happening that is actually delaying you in your process. So as I was indicating that this is now being developed for a trucking company, but this can be applicable for personnel management anyway. So what you are looking at here is that there's your start of your complaint or your challenge that you're sitting with, whether it is a pay query, whether it is a grievance that you're logging into that, and then each of these has got there for you a reporting of the incident, whether it is a delay in a city, whether it is, and then we've got various icons there that you can say on this day at this time that it was a delay of 1 hour and 15 minutes, and the town is Mkhize, and you report that as easy as that. You don't have to go and type out a lot of things. So each of these icons is actually giving you 6 or 7 possibilities that you can actually have, that could actually affect your trip or the supply chain. And after that, you complete that, and all of this is then coming back to this system. So the one's now on the cell phone. This is now where you're sitting at your business, and you have got full control over every incident that is actually happening all over the route that you are driving. And as I have indicated there, this is your incidents, this is your delays that you have got, and the delays are now indicating to you that police stops is the biggest challenge there, as well as with everything that you've got there, with all the numbers that you can actually put into your planning in the future, that you don't have to that you can actually manage your risks in the environment within the space. Did I answer your Dela?
Yeah, is this in real time for
Yes.
if you enter the, for instance, is this in real time?
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
asking because some of the companies have vehicle tracking systems. So how do you integrate the tracking system into a management system like this? And also possibly the route maps. So I mean, does a platform take cognizance of the route maps, say Google Maps or any other route maps?
Definitely, Dela. If you look at our ISOLTX system, it is already built on Google Maps. Within the presentation, I was speaking there about APIs. Now, APIs is actually where you can share information from one system to another system. So whether you've got this system or you've got a satellite tracking system, you can, through an API, you can actually get that information to be accumulated into, or to be aggregated into our system. Then you've got much more data that you can work from. So this is now actually because on the tracking system you cannot actually see what was the cause of the problem there, and with the combination with our mobile system, you can see that you've got records of it, and the driver is now explaining to you in real time what is happening. So you can also now inform your clients when will the delivery be made, or you can give feedback on this platform, or to your clients or to your drivers if they are problems.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you. Another question?
Nico, Colin here.
Yes, Colin.
Does the mobile side of it have an offline mode? So if a driver is in a low connectivity or no connectivity zone, is there an offload mode that will automatically update?
That is correct, Colin. So it is working online and offline. And the moment, because if you're looking at the areas where we have tested it, you are going through various villages with low connectivity. So yes, it has got an online mode, offline mode, and the moment that
connectivity is reestablished,
again, that it is loading up into the system.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Anybody else? Okay, it is 1:45. If there's no other questions, I'm going to close off this this webinar, and I just want to ask every one of you. We are going to be having the webinars as well Next week, we will also address our total supply chain system that we've got. Colin will present that to us next week or the week after, that you can see what is actually everything incorporated into the ISOLTX system. Thank you very much for your attendance, and I hope that you are going to be safe and look after yourself.
Thanks, Nico.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.